Hello, guys, and welcome to Tech Town.
Tech Town!
Our 30th show.
That's right, 30, man. This is awesome.
30th show and our final show of the school calendar year.
That's right. It's been a good year, man. We've talked about a lot of things, talked about a lot of useful and very useless things, so nice work.
That's right. We try to, keep a nice balance of things that could probably help you and then things that,
more just fun to talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, glad you guys are sticking with us. And if you're just joining us, this is your first Tech Town for whatever reason, keep watching. We'll come back for a next season that's going to be bigger and badder than ever.
That's right. So, today, on our 30th episode, we are going to be talking about outdoors tech.
Yeah, kind of like summer's coming up, so let's either see what we have for camping or hiking or just even summer in general, just fun stuff to do. But tech-wise, we've got some new tech gadgets and things that are fun.
That's right. We are tech guys, but we're also outdoorsmen. We like to get out and about, and there's a few things that you can do to make your time outdoors more efficient, more safer, better in general, just more awesome experience, just like the time that you can have in your home with all the tech tools.
Yeah, exactly. You can take it out into the real world.
Exactly.
So let's just jump right in. One thing I think that is a good way to start with all this is like, where to even start? What do I want to do? Where do I want to go outdoors? Okay, I got this summer break, and I got the city, I guess. What do I do? So a cool way to start figuring out what to do is called geocaching.
Geocaching.
So geocaching is basically imagine that lots of little hidden gems are hidden around everywhere.
Right.
So people have been hiding them virtually in the internet, but kind of connected to real places in the real world.
Like an Easter egg hunt, or scavenger hunt, treasure hunt.
So the only difference is that these real treasure things are only visible on the internet, through a phone or through the web browser. What you do is you go to the real place, and it's kind of like a scavenger hunt. There's clues. It's a website. Let's start with it being a website. It's a website. So let me actually show you this website. It's called geocaching.com.
Right, and there's more than one of these websites, and this is the one we're going to show.
Exactly. So this is kind of a good starting point, but yeah, once you get into that, then there's a lot of different ways to do it, a lot of different apps and sites and things. Yeah. So geocaching.com is a good place to start. It's a real-world treasure hunt that's happening right now all around you. And look, there's 2.4 million active geocaches.
Wow.
So that means 2.4 buried pieces of virtual gold around the world, and 6 million geocachers. So what's cool is that you might have this secret little treasure right next to you in your neighborhood, and all you have to do is have a phone to tell you that it's there, and then what you do is you go find it.
Right.
And sometimes there are these real little treasures hidden there, and there's a real little box, and someone put something in it, and you can trade with it. So it's not just virtual. It starts out by being virtual because you look it up on your phone or on a web browser, but eventually you get real little treasures.
Right. Yeah, so the cool thing is like you're not just going outdoors to blindly necessarily enjoy what's going on. And a lot of these are in places where there's little secret vistas and chill spots that you might not have known about before.
Right, because it's half about like finding a little geocache treasure thing, and half about you just found something, a new cool place in your city, or maybe even when you're traveling.
Exactly.
Maybe you're in a place you don't know yet, and it's a kind of cool way to explore that city or town. And if you find a little piece of treasure on your way, you also get to see the city.
Yeah, and then when you get further down into the geocaching, then you get to start making your own treasures. You get to start making your own inputs into the maps that are out there.
Yeah, so you at first start out as a lowly treasure hunter, but then you become the pirate.
That's right. Yeah.
But yeah, it's really cool. It sounds a little weird at first. It's kind of like a scavenger hunt, but kind of like an app, and it just kind of mixes the two, which is actually really cool. So I really like when the tech world is kind of meeting the real world in these interesting ways. So check out geocaching. Yeah. All right. So and I've included in the description and links that we have a good how-to to kind of get started, because it does take a little understanding, and you got to have the right app or whatever to be able to do it. Okay, so next, let's say you're going to go out geocaching, or you're going to go out camping, you're going to go out and do something. You got to have your tech with you. You got to have your phone with you, and you got to keep it charged.
Yeah.
Or maybe an emergency radio or something, and you got to keep it charged.
Yeah, you got to have it for safety reasons. You might want to be Instagramming. You might want to be geocaching. there's apps out there that can help you find certain trails or secret spots,
which we'll talk about.
But you gotta have your stuff on you.
Yeah. So the thing is, how are we going to keep all this charged? You know, you want to go out into nature, and you want to be out in the sun, but you don't want to necessarily run a generator. You know, that gets kind of annoying. You don't want to necessarily bring a big battery or a bunch of batteries. So what there are these days are pretty cheap portable solar panels with sometimes with little batteries in them, and that can really help charge things really nicely and easily, and using the sun as energy, which is wonderful.
Exactly.
So we actually have a couple because we've been using some of this ourselves. So you want to show off your cool little solar panel? Or?
Yeah, so here's one that I took last year on my summer vacation. It's from Voltaic. So I used this, and it worked great. So the thing is you have to think that this is kind of like it charges a battery. So here's the solar panels right in front of you, and it's nice. It can clip right on your backpack, or you could throw it on the tree or on your tent. So a lot of times I would just throw it on my tent, and then it charges this battery right here, and then the battery is hooked up to a USB charger. And so this worked great. You could probably get maybe a half battery charge onto your phone, or you could charge your camera with it. So one thing, though, is I found is I took this in Death Valley with me, and it actually melted the outside of the battery, but the inside, the part where that's actually the tech part, did fine.
Oh.
So,
nice.
But yeah, the outside part is actually got warped on the outside. It's these little bend right there. So if you're gonna be, with this particular piece of hardware,
I see.
You need to keep it under 110 degrees.
Oh my gosh! Normally you don't need to think about keeping things under 110 degrees, but Death Valley.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's really cool. Because I think the solar panel is one thing, but you gotta actually realize that battery is kind of important, because some solar panels don't have the battery, and they can just charge the phone or whatever directly, but it's kind of unstable, especially in Portland and when there's sometimes clouds.
Right.
It's not always, tons of juice every second.
Yeah.
It's sometimes a little bit and sometimes a lot, maybe nothing. And so having that battery will kind of let it store up in the battery and then give your phone an even charge.
Exactly.
And most phones are pretty flexible with that, but some phones even have a problem when not the right voltage and current is given to them. Yeah. So you actually do want to make sure that your phone will work, or your device, whatever it is, tech gadget, will work with the solar charger and battery that you have.
Exactly.
But actually, in the show notes, I've included a couple links that have good information on this stuff. So it's kind of sometimes either a little expensive, or you don't know which one you want. So there's a lot of good people out there that have looked through all this and tested them all and reviewed them. And Amazon has pretty good reviews. I look at the reviews on Amazon.
Right. And the battery, the solar charger that I bought, this guy, ran about $100.
Yeah. Okay.
And so it's a nice extra to have at this point. They haven't really, got to the point where you can be super efficient, get a full charge, quick charge, with this particular product yet.
Yeah, and I was reading a little on some of the reviews, and it sounds like they're a little bit better these days, and a little bit cheaper, and so they're getting better. But like you say, it's not anywhere near charging from the wall yet.
It's a nice perk.
It's a perk, yeah. And for emergencies, actually, too. I would say that's almost the most important thing. Maybe you want to Instagram, but the other thing is if you're able to survive and charge a phone enough to make an emergency call or have a GPS signal get out, that may be the difference between life and death. So, hey.
That's true. There's bears out there.
There's bears out there. This is actually another solar charger. This is mine. It's a little bit smaller, so it even charges a little bit slower. The only difference I thought that this is kind of cool about this is that in here you put AA rechargeable batteries.
Nice.
And so it will use those batteries as the batteries. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of the same, but also you can pop those AA batteries out and use them in your camera or use them in your whatever.
Right.
It's AA batteries.
No.
So, also pretty cool, but, it doesn't work 100% of the time. It doesn't work perfectly, so we're still getting it.
Yeah, so it's a nice extra to have. And like Professor Bauman said, it's, at this point, it's almost like a last resort if you're stuck out somewhere.
Right.
Man, that could save your behind.
Right, exactly. Yeah. All right, so solar chargers are also one way to do the sort of out when you're camping energy. Mm-hmm. There's another way, And you actually showed me about this a little earlier, the BioLite camp stove.
Right.
So let's check it out. Let me show you what that is. That is the campfire version of a charger.
Right.
So that's pretty cool.
And so yeah, so basically it takes the energy that it gets from burning your sticks and different types of organic materials.
Biomass.
Biomass. I think you can even put like cow pies.
Oh
and
yeah.
Stuff in there, and that's a big thing, right? So they're trying to bring similar products out to places like Africa and stuff like that, in places where they might not have those things. But one of the cool things about this is, so I think the charge is maybe a little bit similar to the solar charges as far as what we've seen in reviews.
Okay.
But the cool thing is that it can double as a stovetop or a grill. You can put a grill on top.
Oh.
So
that's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, so you can just use this as your grill and at the same time charge your phone a little bit.
Right, so that's the thing is, if you're going to build a little fire anyway, now you have not only a little bin for your fire, but also a grill and also the phone charger.
Right, and if the bear attacks you at night,
throw it on the bear.
The solar charger's not going to help.
No,
it's at night. You got to throw the fire on the bear, plug it in.
Plug the bear in?
Plug the bear in.
All right, so that's a pretty cool idea. I like the fact that they're thinking, how can we do this energy thing? You're already cooking a stove thing, so how can we get some energy out of it? And that's a new way that we're trying to just kind of milk everything for what we've got instead of using extra energy.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So speaking of camping, there's a few other cool camping products and tech gadgets and whatnot that I think are pretty cool. So first, you got to check out NeverWet. So NeverWet is a great idea. I have not used it myself, so I can't give you the full, voucher for it. But here is the video, at least, of what NeverWet claims it can do. It's a goo or a paint that you paint on a surface or a cloth or a tent or whatever, and then it will make water totally repel off of it completely.
About 15 minutes to dry, and then you spray a top coat. And after another 15 minutes or so, it's ready to go.
Yeah, this is just wow.
Yeah.
It looks so cool.
Right, it doesn't get wet at all.
Never.
Zero wet.
Never been wet once.
Yeah, so you'll see these droplets, whatever, but they just.
That's about the coolest one on the shoe,
man.
right?
That's great.
Man, yeah.
So
you can get those white shoes in Portland finally.
Yeah, they'll actually stay white. That's hard to believe. So they keep going with some of these videos. So I don't know. It's almost too good to be true. And I was wondering about some things like, what about windshield? Instead of windshield wipers, you just never wet your windshield, and then you never have rain on it. I don't know. I think it's not quite see-through, or it's probably poisonous or something. I don't know.
Right. Or if it snows on your windshield, it's still gonna pack. You're probably still gonna need your windshield wipers, right?
I guess. Well, anyway, someone try it out.
Okay.
But it's pretty cheap. It's only like $15 or $20, and you can buy it at I think Home Depot or online.
Right.
And I'm curious because they have some cool uses that I wonder if it's true. Yeah. All right. Another one is water purifiers. So you're out camping, and you may not be at a place where you have water, so you need to drink water from a river or a stream that doesn't have bacteria in it, or you need to kill the bacteria or something. So there's a lot of different ways to do that.
Right, so having a water purifier basically opens up all of these areas which you might not have been able to go before.
That's true, yeah.
And you never know when you're going to get stuck in a pinch and need more water. And man, being without water is it's like being without a coat in a blizzard. You do not want to do that when you're out hiking in the summer.
No, right. And what's crazy is that a lot of water out there looks like it's good to drink just because it's very pristine, or maybe you're in the mountains and you think it's totally fine, but there's animals crapping everywhere, and it's just making the water gross. And if you're drinking it and you get sick, some of that sickness can be way worse than if you're just thirsty and looking for better water.
Don't judge a river by its blueness.
No, that's what I would say.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you got to be careful because there's all sorts of crazy organisms and bacteria and stuff that could be in there.
Really,
water purifiers.
Right. Yeah. So water purifiers, there's a good article that's kind of talking about what the difference is between different ways of doing it and why you need to do it. Sometimes it's bacteria, sometimes it's just physical, like dirt and things.
Right.
You may think that dirt's bad, but dirt really isn't the bad part. You know, you could drink dirt. It's kind of the organ. Well, I don't know if you can drink dirt, but we could try. But the organisms and the bacteria and stuff, that's what'll be bad. So there's a good article that are talking about the reasons you need it, and then also the different kinds you need. So, for example, they have the tablets, like iodine tablets that you can put in water, and the chemical will just kind of kill the things.
Right.
They also have physical ones where the water will pass through a physical filter, and things that are too big will be caught in the filter.
Right.
And then one of my favorites that seems pretty cool, which I haven't yet tried, is the UV lights. So apparently UV light will kill the bad bacteria in certain situations.
Wow.
And so they have these pens almost. They're really small. And you just blast the bottle with water with the UV light, and then it's good to drink.
Just boom, huh?
Yeah,
it's like
just kind of boom. So I would say check it out. There was the Steri pen. I have a link to some of these things, and the ratings, actually a good page that rates all the different methods and how good they are.
Very cool.
And yeah, beating the bugs out of the thing.
Yeah, but you do not want to be caught out there.
No.
Without water.
Right.
That is worst case scenario.
Right.
And so be prepared.
Right. So it's these kind of gadgets are pretty cool. Maybe these special filters, but really always have a backup plan. So whatever way you think you're going to get your water, have a backup plan. Maybe you have the filter and you also have the pills, or maybe you have the pills but you also know that there's going to be a refill station halfway through or something.
Right.
Just make sure you have some sort of, or boil water. Boiling water is another good way to do it. Have a plan, because that can be bad.
No.
All right, so we're talking about camping. Where do we go camping, or what do we do when we're camping? Well, Tech is here to help with that too. So here are the 10 best camping or hiking apps, according to whoever this is, digitaltrends.com. So it is kind of weird to start meshing the tech and the camping too much, and people might say, hey, you're not even getting the idea of what camping is. But I have to disagree. There are some kind of worthwhile, even good old-fashioned hiking combinations with tech.
Right.
So one is off-road navigation maps. So if you have one of those GPS navigators, that may do it, but a lot of times that may go out of service.
Right.
You may lose cell service. So there are certain ones that have maps already downloaded onto them. So even if you lose all reception, you can still see where you are and where to go.
Right, or there might be topographical maps where they could be for the sea.
Yeah,
if you're out there.
Oh yeah, and the currents.
And in particular, I've used the All Trails app that you've got right there, and that's a great app. It shows you all different types of trails all over the place that you can go and try and use. But yeah, I mean, with these types of things, you want to. I mean, there's the types of apps that for like running, same sort of thing, counting calories and stuff like that. It's always kind of cool to check it. But yeah, Professor Bauman touched on an interesting thing, is that, are you really out there enjoying the outdoors if you're on your app the whole time?
That's a good point.
And there's a piece to that. And another thing people do actively is find places that don't have service.
Yes.
Because they want to get away from everything tech.
Right.
And that's okay too. It's good to get away from it for a while. And guess what can help you do that? Technology can help you get away from technology.
True. See,
yeah,
it'll help you. So that's why maybe use one of these apps to find the spot.
That's right.
And then get there, turn off the phone, turn off everything, and look at the stars.
Right. Now, and another one it's a cool thing is for hunting. So if you go out and let's say you get an animal or something happens, being able to drop a pin of your location, so that other people can come out and help you process the kill.
Yeah, or what to do with it in survival situations. Maybe you need to look up, and it doesn't have to be connected to the internet. That's another thing. Some of these things will be available offline. So maybe there's this survival guide that you look up how to be able to skin and cook an animal in the worst case scenario.
Yeah, take your lightsaber out, cut open the stomach, and jump in the tauntaun.
And you gotta sleep for warmth.
Yeah.
Hey, Star Wars.
Hey, we're on hot. Come on.
All right. So yeah. Again, there's all sorts of these cool ways to figure out where to camp. So Oregon State Parks has a website where it's an interactive map. You can pan around and look for all the different camp spots. They're actually doing online reservations a little more. A lot of times it's first come, first serve.
Right.
So don't assume you can go online and reserve any campsite anywhere.
Right.
But there are some online reservations, and if you know the weekend you want to go far enough ahead, you can go and
get out there. Oregon is an amazing state. We've got so many different types of climates and environments here. deserts.
Desert,
We got everything here. Oh, it's so cool. I'm gonna be going to the Hawaii Canyon lands in Southeast in a couple weeks.
That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over down to the Steens. You go to Crater Lake. You can go up here in the
Yeah.
gorge.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like you can go
Beaches
high
everywhere.
desert. You can go to all the beaches. I mean, Willamette Valley. Give me a break.
Yeah, give me a break. Oregon has it all.
I mean, it's got everything you want.
Yeah. So yeah, let's kind of wrap up with the couple last things. Number one, I got to give a shout out to Ingress. We're kind of moving on from camping. Now let's say you're just back in the city. It's the summertime. You're looking for something to do, maybe outside. Ingress is another one of these things where it seems like you're on your phone, but you're actually out in the real world. So what it is, it's an augmented reality game.
Ooh.
And it's funny, when you first join it, and I have a friend who really is into this, and so he's told me about it. I haven't played that much. But you choose a side, and there's two sides. And once you choose a side, you're part of that side forever. Part of that team, part of that clan. And what you do is you wander around real places, and it's kind of like Google Maps. It's actually made in partnership with Google on Google Maps. But you find little tokens. It's kind of like geocaching, but it's made into a really cool sci-fi game where you're trying to like capture regions, and you link different tokens together and things, and you're battling against this other team. The other team's like winning by a couple like million people, and so you have to get more people to join, and you walk around town. Actually, like when you're next to the little special portal, then your app will light up and say, okay, hack it, and then you hack it. And so it's pretty cool. It's a new idea of kind of wandering around, playing games, being out. And again, these portals are actually real landmarks. You know, maybe it's a cool sign or a cool totem pole at the beach, and you can win one for the team.
That's right. If you're not watching yourself, you might be having a good time.
Yeah, exactly. And computer classes. So yeah, you want to be outdoors a lot. If you happen to want to be indoors, take some computer classes. I got to mention Saturday Academy. When I was growing up here in Portland, I was actually taking the Saturday Academy computer class, and it taught me programming or web design, or they offer a bunch of cool stuff. So
very cool.
And model rockets.
Okay.
So
I like this.
Switching gears, if you have never built a model rocket, you've got to build a model rocket. So there's a cool little page here on hobbylink.com that just talks about your skill level. You know, maybe you haven't done this before. Where should you start? Because these are rockets. They have engines that you light on fire, and they go up like 100 feet in the air. The little parachute can come gliding down. There's like these little launch trigger kits that you can have trigger launches. Skill level 1, here's what's required.
Is there like a little seat in there that you can sit in, or how does this work?
Not yet, but you can level up to skill level ultimate and then get in the rocket. So far, these are little, but yeah, they're pretty cool. And you can paint them, or you can put them together yourself, or with your parents, or your family, or friends. And I remember doing that, and that was a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, that's right. Get yourself a rocket.
Yeah.
Blast off.
Get it. All right. Cool. So yeah, definitely get outdoors. Use tech to be able to kind of enhance it or make it a little bit easier or in emergency situations. But yeah, go out and see what's out there this summer.
Exactly. Yeah, you're gonna feel great. You're gonna love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's nothing better than getting out there.
All right, and so for tonight's music segment of the week, music. Nice. So this music segment is about learning to play guitar. So I know a lot of people want to learn to play guitar.
Right.
I learned to play guitar. You've learned a little guitar. Everybody's learned a little guitar, except for some people who haven't. So everyone, I would say, use YouTube to learn some guitar. So I'm just going to do a quick YouTube search I just searched for something super generic. I just searched for like how to play on guitar. All you ever have to do really is on YouTube search how to play and then name the song that you want to play on guitar, and then you'll come up with a million people just teaching you how to do it.
Nice.
And so here's how to play some Eminem, or how to play some Lumineers or Lifehouse. But these are just some of them. I mean, everything's out there. Right. And what's fun is these people are just random people. Maybe they're professionals. Maybe they're just people in their bedroom teaching people how to play guitar.
There you go. And if you know how to play guitar,
even
make a video.
Yeah,
make a video for them.
Yeah, videos for other people.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's the next thing. You know, it's like once you learn it, the best way to learn it, master it, is to teach.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, and for Mr. Ellsberg's site of the week.
So this week I don't have a site, but I do have a little toy. that I have, and this is a little GoPro.
Oh yeah, it is.
That I got,
Nice.
and these things are so much fun.
Nice.
You can get all sorts of different types of attachments for them, and like this particular one is a tripod. You can wrap it around a branch or
an
an arm branch, and put the GoPro on top.
So what's a GoPro? What's it for?
Yeah, so this is a camera that's in a case, which basically seals it tight. You can throw it in the water. I mean, it's like
a camera, yeah.
Yeah,
right,
it's a camera, and yes, it shoots 1080, p, whatever that means. Oh, look, I can drop it on the ground, and it's really fine. Durable. You can bring it outdoors in just about any condition with you. You can, I mean, you've probably obviously seen all sorts of things online, but that have been shot with GoPro videos.
Yeah.
But
it's like really a combination of everything they couldn't quite get until now. So it's like the quality of the video is really, really good.
Right.
The durability of the camera is really good. You can drop it, and it's just a little SD card or something in there.
Right.
And so it works. The audio quality is actually okay, pretty good. And you can transfer it. It has an app on your phone that you can see what's currently being streamed from the camera. You can load things. So yeah, there are some pretty cool things that can go with now video, but going anywhere.
Right, and GoPro is kind of the particular camera that is happening right now.
Yeah.
I also have a pair of sunglasses that have a camera right in the middle of them.
Yeah.
Creeper. But the nice thing about that is you can go hands-free and then take your video.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that's really nice to be able to do that.
Right.
Not
have to worry about that.
Yeah, you can record a whole hike and then have your shades on, polarized shades.
Yeah.
Protect your eyes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I definitely want to get one of those and try one someday.
That's right. You want to remember everything that you've done, and you can make cool videos.
Nice. All right, and last we have the security tip of the week.
Security
tip. All right. So this week's security tip: there is an interactive crime map that you can go check out. So here, let me just give you a quick little demo of this. But you can look up your neighborhood or Portland or whatever and see what kind of crime's going on.
Okay.
So let's check out crimereports.com. And usually it's, pretty reasonable kinds of crimes. A couple people having some thefts, some burglaries, some speeding stuff. But, what it's really just good for is to get a general sense of what's going on in the neighborhood. Sometimes it's really important to know what's going on in your own neighborhood.
I mean, shouldn't this be called the bat signal or something?
Yeah, really, they should just shoot these up into the night sky.
Right.
So far, we just have it to the web.
Right. They should put this together with the sci-fi app so that you can go in and fight crime.
Oh, yeah.
And get tokens.
Oh, yeah, right. I know. Actually, they have... okay, we'll work on that. We don't want to give away our idea.
Okay. I found that one.
So check it out. Yeah, here's the crime report. It's got a couple pop-ups. You got some T's for thefts and B for burglaries and things. So yeah, I mean, not something to freak out about that there's a lot of dots on this map. That's how a city goes.
Right.
But it is nice to know if you're in a certain neighborhood, or if you're looking. Actually, I'm looking to buy a house or a piece of property. You want to know what the area is like? Check out crime reports.
Right. So
and it's updated basically every day.
Exactly.
All right.
Very cool.
So yeah. Let's see. What did we learn about outdoor summer?
Yeah, outdoors. Get outdoors.
But
if technology can help you, use
it.
it. There's lots of different ways, but the big thing is just get out there.
Oh yeah, and lots of cool places to go around Oregon. And yeah, I'd say at least just start looking at some of those where to go camping. So geocaching or some of these sites say, where do I go? And once you get there, yeah, you can turn off the phone. But there are a lot of good, useful tools on getting there.
Yep.
Once you're there, surviving.
Yeah, be prepared. Be prepared when you go out there. You do not want to be out there without water or without blankets. I mean, yeah, 100%. You want to be prepared.
All right, cool. Well, I guess this wraps up this year. Nice work.
Yes, we did. Our 30th Tech Town. All right. Well, we've had a great time this year with you guys. Thanks so much for following us, and we will see you again soon. Have a great summer.
All right, and yeah, we'll see you next year.